Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned. That's right, welcome back to The Legend of Kethane. Yeah, okay, so we're here, and after many months of orbiting the moon, our lovely Disco M satellite has collected enough data for us to safely and securely and without any thinking of hesitation or anything, we can definitely, without any hesitation, send out a probe to mine some Kethane, to mine some of this brilliant resource that we have located in its abundance on the moon. Yeah, so we're going to now build ourselves a ship to get to the moon again. I know we've done it once, but we're in orbit, and as good as orbit is, we do want to land, because you can't extract the Kethane or Kethane from orbit, unfortunately, although that would be brilliant. You can't do that. We need to go down there with a ship, and we need to extract it manually. And what better way to do that than a lander? And, of course, a Kerbal, the first Kerbal to visit the moon in the history of Kerbal-kind. This will be the very first mission to land on the moon. That's right, we're going to the moon today, folks. We are going to the moon, and I'm for some reason throttled up, so I'm just going to throttle down now. Throttle down, go there. Right, here we go. So, as you can see, we have in orbit. No, that's KTV. Where's the moon? There she is. We have in orbit around the moon our satellite, the Disco M. And now we're going to build a rocket to get there again, but this time it's going to be carrying not only a single Kerbal, but also an entire rig for mining Kethane or Kethane or Kethane or whatever you want to pronounce it. Let's get started. Now, I said they were going to have one guy, so we'll have one guy. The one pod. Not only because it's lighter, but because the life insurance for these Kerbals costs a bomb, and honestly, the Kerbal Space Program does not have enough money to buy infinite amount of parts and fund tons and tons of life insurance. So, due to cost reduction, due to budget cuts and such, what with the Kerbal economic climate in decline, we're gonna have to go with a single Kerbal, because the life insurance is just cheaper for strapping a single Kerbal to the top of a rocket and firing it at high speeds out into the cold vastness of space, as you might imagine. Now that we've got our pod down, I'm going to build a ship around this pod, and I will get back to you right after I've done that, and we shall have a look at the components of the rocket. Well, here we go, folks. This is the completed ship, and I've called it Jebs Keth Lab, because Jeb is a Keth addict. You know, because you get meth labs, and you get meth addicts and all that. See, it's a play on words. Never mind. Yes, this is a Keth lab, not a meth lab. So we're gonna go with this. What I've done is I've stuck a bunch of air spikes on the outside, attached them to radial decouplers, the nice big ones. I'm hoping maybe I can fly those away, but I'm not. I'm expecting that I might not be able to. Nonetheless, it's nice to have a couple of engines on there. I've stuck a docking port on here, because what I'm going to do is I am going to launch another ship to shove this thing into orbit. I've stuck a mech jeb on it so I can get into orbit. I mean, I can get in. What happened there? I can get into orbit without the mech jeb. It just saves me all the hassle. And then I've got a big launcher down here. Ooh, yeah, I was just messing with some stuff, but I'll just put some more of these on there. What I've got is a bunch of solid rocket fuel rockets, and I've got some liquid fuel rockets here. And what's going to happen is these outer solid fuel rockets are going to drop off, and then the liquid fuel engines on the inside here are going to then drop off after that, and then this main sail engine and its two fuel tanks are going to be full, and that thing's going to push us up and something, I don't know. And and then once we get up, we'll undock and we shall send up another one to push this thing over to the moon. And that's the plan so far. If that doesn't work, then we will see. But yeah, that's what we've got so far. Let's get on the launch pad. I'm gonna save it, and we are going to launch this bad boy. Launch, come on. I was playing around with some designs earlier. I had a whole bunch of problems with all sorts of things. This is... I think the problems are just originating from human error, so I haven't changed the design much. I think it's just the fact that I'm tilting over maybe too early, or that I'm not getting enough thrust or something, or... I don't know, but something weird's happening anyway. We'll see if it happens this time, and yeah, that's about all I'm going to say, so let's engage this and see if this works. Well, that was a good start. I've noticed that what Jebs does is it puts it on full throttle for the whole of the first wee bit and then throttles back after about 5 seconds. And what that is doing, unfortunately, is it's giving a lot of thrust up the way, which is breaking this decoupler thing. The decoupler. No, I mean the docking port is breaking it, and it's smashing my lander into the lifter, and that's never good. So I'm going to launch it at a third throttle and let all the outside engines do the stuff, and then I'm going to hand control over to Jebs. So let's do this. Oh, come on, come on. Help if we turn the SS on. Just throttling up. Okay, now we've got Jebs enabled. And that's going to take us up. Let's go! Now I know I'm not turning over 10,000, that's fine, I know. Look at that. Look at that. The king of the 10,000 gravity turn, 10,000 meter gravity turn has rained down damnation upon me because I didn't turn over at 10,000. So I think we're going to have to edit the ship a little, don't you? Let's try and let's see what other lifters we have, because I think it's the lifter that's making the problems. Lifter 2, lifter 1. Let's try what lifter 1 is. Oh, this is lifter 1. Ah, I see, said the blind man. Lifter 1 seems to be the one I like. I like lifter 1. It's a nice lifter. This is the one that got the other space probes into space. But the bad thing about this is it doesn't have enough doesn't have as much fuel, sorry, and it has a tendency to be mean to me. By that I mean it kind of rolls over and kind of plays dead. Well, when I say plays dead, I mean actually kills all my pilots, which isn't always a good thing. 85. That will do me just fine. In fact, that's quite nice. It's not a perfect orbit, and by far it is not a perfect orbit. But it will do for now. Well, we managed to do it though. We managed to get into orbit with this thing. Now to get the other shover pusher thing up. I think I already have a kind of a tug that I can do that with that is tried and tested. So we're gonna go with that one. There we go, folks. We have done it. Would you look at that? After a while of getting into the same orbit and all that jazz, we've finally managed to be able to do this, to get ourselves attached, which I am very happy about. Now the hard part. We have to get this thing to the moon. It's not going to be hard as such to get to the moon. What's going to be the hard part is getting to the moon without messing our fuel up, which is it's going to be interesting. First of all, I'm going to turn off these engines because I know that if these things fire, then we're pretty much stuffed anyway. I'm thinking of transferring fuel, perhaps. I know I need some for landing, but I'm wondering if I could probably use the fuel. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's point prograde first. and we can work it out from there. Where's the moon? There she is. There's the beauty of the moon. We're gonna make a prograde marker here. Marker. Check. And just get this in the right position so we get a nice low apoapsis. Nice and low. 25,000 meters. That is perfect. So can we go node? Can we point to our node? Yeah, so we're going to point to this node, and we're going to time warp, and we're going to get to the moon. So I'm going to cut out this bit, or a significant amount of it, just because perhaps it's going to be like raping my hard drive, so yeah. Sorry about that. But I shall see you when we're getting close to the moon. Right, folks, okay, so I'm just in the middle of a braking burn to get myself into an orbit around the moon. You can see that I've come out. My inclination was a bit weird, so I had to mess around with that. But apart from that, everything's gone smoothly. I've got a bit more fuel than I expected I would have. I'm going to circularize my orbit here because I don't want an elliptical orbit, because for landing and tracking where the Kethane is, I want to be able to know where it is I'll land there relatively efficiently. So my plan is to get into a circular orbit so that I can land just about anywhere. See, with an elliptical orbit, what happens is if you want to land on the side of the planet that has the ellipse on it, the furthest point from it, it's a lot harder to land accurately, and it's just a big pain in the backside. So it's just a lot easier to have a circular orbit, and here we go. We're about to get that, and bam. Right smack on there. We're now in a orbit that is respectable. Now let's have a look at our fuel then. We've got a little bit left in there, so that should do us. What I am worried about though is these engines here. These are what's going to be landing, and that's what I'm worried about. Let's get into a lower orbit, I think. I'm going to go for a lower orbit, so let's go for a retrograde position, and then we're going to make a burn. I'm just going to map view while I make this burn. I want to get into a nice low orbit, just as this is in a polar orbit in a nice low orbit. I want to get in a really, really low orbit. I think this is at, what, 18,000 meters, so I want to go right down to maybe 10,000 or something crazily low like that. That's just so that when I find my spot to land, I can land quickly without any hassle, as opposed to finding my spot to land and then having to do a very long braking burn or deorbit burn to get out of orbit. So we're going to go down 10,000 there, and we're just going to use a maneuver so that we know which way we're going to be pointing. I really could just point prograde here, but I can't be bothered. I'm a lazy git, I know, but we're gonna do this. So that's 10,000 and 13,000. So we're just gonna bring that around a bit more. 9,000. Let's play with the other ones a bit. It's always nice. 10,000, 11. Yeah. So that's gonna do us there. We're gonna point to our node, which will be prograde because we're at the apoapsis. So by the time we get around to the periapsis, the retrograde marker will be where the prograde marker is right now. That's just the way orbital mechanics work. Let's go then. Let's time warp round. We can go into this view actually because it's nice to be in this view. We're there. We can just time warp round, keeping an eye on the node in T minus blah blah blah. We keep an eye on that so that we know when to stop time accelerating. 20 minutes. 17, 16, 15, 14. It says about 22 seconds, so I don't believe that. I don't think, but I think it'll take about a minute to burn. Maybe, I don't know. We can burn now. Burn. I was a bit late. Oh well. So you can see what we're doing is we're going to lower our apoapsis to the point of being the same as our periapsis, approximately. You can see here apoapsis is in decline. We want to get that around 10,000, so right there will be absolutely fine. let's delete this node. Now is the point where we start thinking about landing and picking a site and then landing. Ooh, we've got no oxidizer in there. Sorry, we've got no liquid fuel, but we can use the oxidizer. I think I'm going to stick some oxidizer in there. There we go. So that's this tank completely out. I'm wanting to refuel these tanks because these are the ones that are going to be landing. So let's just suck out that. I'm worried because I know that what this is going to do is going to take all my fuel out of these engines, and it's going to be a pain in the backside. What with fuel being weird and everything. Right guys, okay, not only have we just refueled our tanks and sorted all that out, but what I've done is I've warped so that this Kethane deposit is facing the planet. Well, it was already facing the planet, but so that it was in the light so I could land there, and I can land in the dark, but it's a pain, it really is. It takes a lot of effort to land in the dark, so I couldn't be bothered doing that, so I just warped till it was daytime. I think the moon actually... a day is way longer. It's so many months actually. You could look it up. I'm not going to look it up though because I'm a lazy person. Let's do a deorbit burn then. We're gonna just do this. Oh, these engines are incredibly inefficient. Right, okay. And then let's go retrograde. Wait, no, that is retrograde. My bad. My bad. Let's not crash into the moon. Yeah, okay. Put the gear down. Be a good idea. We're almost there, folks. Would you look at that? We are almost there. So that's us now. Put our retrograde marker right at the top of that nav ball, and so that means that we're going directly down, which is good, considering you don't want to be flying sideways in the middle of your burn. So I'm just going to slow myself down now, slowly and surely. Let's have a look at our fuel. Right, okay, so we're just burning this one. We burn that one. Yeah, we're burning that one. Why have I got so much oxidizer? I don't need this much oxidizer. I really don't. Like, I seriously do not need this much oxidizer. Well, if I ever need oxidizer, at least I know I've got some. In the meantime, we can worry about fuel consumption. Please don't fall over. Don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. Don't fall over. Okay, we didn't fall over, and we're here. We are here. I believe the first thing we need to do is congratulate Mr. Bob Kerman, who seems to have made a lot of missions somehow. Let go. We're now going to congratulate him by throwing him onto the spaceship. Jump, jump, Mr. Bob, or fall. Falling is also acceptable. I believe this requires a nice picture here, so we're going to go F1, no, we're going to go F2, and then we're going to go F1. We're also going to F3, and we're also going to close F3. Then we're going to go back to F2. Nope, yeah, F2. Okay, I don't know any of these controls, I'm just making stuff up. Right, okay, RCS, let's go. Back in the ship, you have to control this thing. Right. F. There we go. Get in. No, get up. And get in. Get up, and get down. Let's see, 1. What does 1 do? Oh, 1 does the panels. The very stupidly arranged panels. 2. Drill. Activating. Are we gonna hit it? Are we gonna hit it? No. Yes. Okay. And we've got Kethane running in. Yes. We've got it, ladies and gentlemen. Our first ounces of Kethane have been generated. We are doing it. We are doing it now. And it is awesome because it's actually working. Yeah. Well, that's good. We've got Kethane. Always good to have a little bit of Kethane. As I always say, Kethane is good. No, I don't always say that. I just kind of sometimes say that. Anyway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. We've got our little guy, and he's there. Does it work when he's EVA'd? So if I say let go. Oh, get up, get up, get up. I want to fly over it. Because I know that these things are going to break off if I hit them. Let's just inspect it here. Yes, I believe they are working. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Pole dancing. Yeah, okay. We've had our fun. Let's try and bump into this thing. I think you should be able to fly your Kerbals into docking ports. I think we should treat docking ports like they treat doors. Hey, Mr. Kerbal, how do you feel about being in space? Space, space, space. Hey, Dad, are you space? Yes, son, I'm space. Now we can be a family. Little reference for you there. Don't hit the things. Don't hit the things. Don't hit the things. I've hit the things, but it's not the things I want. It's okay. They weren't the things I was not wanting to hit. F. Okay. Okay. Well, that's working. So let's. What does time acceleration do? That does it nicely. It's good. Oh well, folks. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure making this video. It really has. It's good to see my first ounces of Kethane being stored in that tank. It's brilliant to know that you've watched this, and I would give it a thumbs up if I were you, but I'm not you, so you just do whatever you want. Other than that, I have nothing else to say, so have a great day and see you later.